Gorilla Monsoon.
And I'm your host, Bobby the Brain Heenan.
Hello, everyone, and welcome once again to Prime Time Wrestling. Boy, have we got a blockbuster lined up for you here this week. We're going to taking a look at the Macho Man, Randy Savage, and you know that Elizabeth is always close by.
Yeah.
And we're going to be going to Studio G later on.
What's the G stand for?
G stands for Gorilla.
Oh, you've got your own studio now.
Well, it's not named B for Brain.
Should be.
Interesting feature this week here on Primetime Wrestling. We're talking about two former Intercontinental Heavyweight Champions, namely the Magnificent Morocco and Tito Santana. Main event in any arena in the entire world, would you not say?
They could become champions at any time. They could beat anybody at any time.
Unfortunately, a true statement finally came from those lips of yours. You know, I put you to the test now. How many months now, Brain? Over a year.
I've delivered.
You haven't delivered one time.
I had my doctor here from Dusseldorf, Germany.
That piece of garbage?
That was my doctor. All you've done is made fun of him.
He had a yo-yo in his bag. I looked down, I saw a yo-yo down. They made two yo-yos.
Would you have your doctor
here
today?
He was one and he was...
And I won't be able to do the whole show with you. I think I'm going to have to lay down.
Yeah.
Not feeling well.
I put you on the spot here about the last 2 or 3 weeks with the question about Bam Bam Bigelow. Whether or not you could, in fact, prove your statement that you had the guy inked.
I've got him.
You've got him.
Do you want proof?
Yeah.
I'm going to give you some proof.
Okay. Be the first time.
Roll it.
What does that prove? Looks like the guy been struck by lightning on top of his head.
You be nice, or you may be struck.
You weren't in the picture. It doesn't prove that. I brought film footage of the ring, please. Doesn't prove it.
The following bout is scheduled for one fall. Introducing in the corner to my left, from Samoa, weighing in at 238 pounds, Sivi. The opponent, soon to be entering the ring area, escorted by his manager, Elizabeth, from Sarasota, Florida, weighing 237 pounds, Randy Macho Man Savage.
Look at the lovely Elizabeth. Is she a beauty or what?
Look at the Macho Man new robe. That is gorgeous.
We're looking at about $10,000 or $15,000 worth of ring robe.
Are you kidding? On one side.
How would you know? You never owned anything like that.
Look at that. I bet you there's 50,000 right there.
Macho Man Randy Savage. Everyone on their feet here as this capacity crowd wants a good look. Elizabeth, manage me. I wish. That piece of footage that you brought, Brain, it didn't prove a stinking thing. Can you produce a contract or something?
Now, wait a minute. Has Hart, has Fuji, has Johnny V, has Slick, has anybody else brought you any footage of Bam Bam Boogaloo?
I never asked them for it.
Well, I did, so that proves I'm in contact with the man.
No, that only proves that you happen to get your runny little hands on a piece of footage of Bam Bam Bigelow. You weren't in the picture.
Are you insinuating I whizzed it?
I'm not insinuating, I'm stating it outright. Sivi tying up here with the Macho Man. Oh, that's the wrong thing. Macho didn't do his homework.
I was in that footage. They didn't run it long enough. They cut it out. I know they did.
Nice spinning head scissors. Going for it again. He got him with it again. Nice shoulder block by Sivi off the ropes. The youngster's got speed. Going to the outside.
Uh-oh, this might be an upset here.
Taking a page right out of the book of the Macho Man. He's way up there. Oh.
He don't know where he is now.
He may need some Ramagel. Got a real headache. Savage now sensing it. Look at this 360 job. Right over the top. And Savage now at about an 18-foot leap. Coming up down to the arena floor. bombs away. Oh, nailed him. Nailed him and drove him right into the steel barricade. This man is a rough customer. It's only a question of time in my book before there's some more gold around the waist of the Macho Man.
I'll have to agree with you on that.
Some of the things he does are very unethical.
Doesn't matter. He's the Macho Man.
Really got things going his way right now. At the early part of this match, Sivi had control, but that's long gone. Oh, awesome knee drop.
No. Oh, no, he's going to be kind.
Oh, no, jerked him up. Could have had a 3 count there. Referee Joe Morella. As Elizabeth looks concerned, I don't know why.
Now, that's
doing extremely well.
That's the Macho Man, I know.
Perched up there. Flying elbow, yes. Good night, Sivi. Wow. Elizabeth, big smile on her face. Well, not really. She's still a little concerned, Brain.
I think the whole sport of professional wrestling, I think she's scared.
Well, maybe she is.
The winner of this bout, Randy Macho Man Savage.
Oh, I'd be a little concerned if I were her. How many times have we seen the Macho Man trying to humiliate her? Look, just like that.
Well, she should be put in her place.
What a force here in the World Wrestling Federation, referring to the Macho Man Randy Savage. It is indeed
I'm talking
just
now.
a question of time.
Yes.
As to when some goal will be around the waist of that particular
make sure you
gentleman.
get
He's certainly a dynamic individual. And you
I'm having-
fountain of misinformation.
What?
You proved nothing with that piece of footage
Did
that you
anybody
stole
else come
from-
up and show you any footage?
Nobody else said
Has
that they
footage.
had any footage.
I had
But
footage.
everybody and their grandmother has laid claim to
But
Bam
who
Bam Bigelow.
delivered the film footage?
Of what? It didn't even show the guy's size. All it showed was a bald head with some kind of
He has tattoos
on his head.
It's his style, but I got him. Nobody else is there with him. No one else got pictures of him. No one's got film of him.
The little runt said, "You better be careful what you say." You know who I'm referring to.
Because they're on their way over here right now. You're going to see me put in your place.
Well, let me ask you this, okay? You claim to know so much about this Bam Bam Bigelow, and that you indeed have him inked on some contract. How does he compare in size with a guy like One Man Gang, who we're going to see here in just a moment?
Oh, Gang's got about maybe 50 pounds on him, maybe 75.
What guy's got what on who?
Gang.
I hope you're in pain. Let's go to ringside for the One Man Gang against Jose Luis Rivera.
This bout is scheduled for one fall. Introducing first from Puerto Rico, weighing 241 pounds, Jose Luis Rivera. The opponent from Chicago, Illinois, weighing 450 pounds, the One Man Gang.
One Man Gang, a real hunk of humanity under the tutelage of the Slickster.
Yes, what a huge man this one-man gang is. And what a fearsome-looking fellow. He has one of those tattoo marks he has on his head there.
You know something, Monsoon and
Go ahead.
his lordship, you know, you're speaking about haircuts, okay? I had the misfortune of getting a haircut against my will by that half-wit beefcake. But look at this guy's haircut. You never said one word about this guy. Who do you think this guy is exactly, Robert Redford?
Well, I understand.
One-man gang I'm talking about.
I understand, Luscious, that he grew up in a very, very tough part of Chicago, according to the Brain, sort of like a demilitarized zone there, where he was born and raised. And I don't
You
know.
mean like a DMZ or something?
Yeah,
What is this, an army flick or something? Is this some kind of a training film?
I want to put you on the spot, Luscious.
Go right ahead.
Not too
Don't
long.
put me on too much of a spot. I've been on one several times ever since this beefcake did the number on my hair, but go ahead.
Not too long ago on Wrestling Challenge,
Right.
you come out and made a statement that you now are negotiating to get Bam Bam Bigelow under contract. Unfortunately, I've heard that from the Brain, I've heard it from the Slickster, I've heard it from Mr. Fuji, and last but not least, the Mouth of the South says he has the guy all sewn up. What's the story, John?
That is a story that only I know, and it's only my business, Monsoon. You know, you have wipe that smirk off your face, Al Hayes. Let me tell you something right now, Al. You know this Monsoon better than I do, and he's a guy that tries to audit you in every shape, way, or form. In other words, you should have been going to those contra hearings. They should have given you a folding chair, and you can ask that Oliver North a few questions. You are a very nosy man. It's only time will tell.
Well, wait a minute, John. You volunteered that information.
Listen,
And
I
as soon as
volunteer
you
when I want
left,
to volunteer.
the Weasel came up and said you were full of baloney.
Let me tell you something. I like my garlic bologna. There's no doubt about that. But I'll tell you something else. There's a wrestler right here, the one-man gang. This guy is an awesome man, and his presence will be heard from. There's no doubt about that. And I'm not evading your issue about this Bam Bam Bigelow, but I do want to give valuable, and I mean valuable airtime to this man here, the one-man gang. Take a look at that man, Monsoon. You know you're wrestling.
Circumnavigating the
guy?
question. Bam Bam Bigelow, of course, we're going to be seeing very shortly here in the World Wrestling Federation, but we're looking at a real behemoth in the one-man gang, and he's really doing a number on Jose Luis Rivera. And it is kind of a strange haircut, but no stranger than yours, John.
Well, this is the 80s and 90s that we're living in, Monsoon.
No, we're in the 80s.
Peter
We
Gunn
haven't
look
reached
is
the
dead.
90s yet.
The Joe Namath look is out the window. This is the 1980s going into the 90s, and a man has to grow with time, or else he's left at the train station. In fact, we're in the supersonic age where airplanes are taking off and landing even as we speak.
Well, I understand. And well, the last time I saw you, your hair was red.
My hair was
You remember that?
Shut up. Don't bring that up now.
His hair doesn't look too bad, really, does it?
No.
You know, you two are really funny. You got to get a job on the boardwalk somewhere selling Vegematics. You two are very interesting.
Jose Luis
Pull around,
Rivera
be out of here.
in a whole lot of trouble as he's got some guts. He's forcing himself to get back inside that ring. He's giving away some, I don't know, 240 pounds, I guess.
What does
I
this
would
man weigh?
imagine, yes.
What does this one-man
One-man gang, he's announced at 450, but he's 500 if he's announced.
All right, let's just say he's half a thousand. He's one-fifth. He's 500 pounds, this man right
He's a
here.
quarter of a ton.
Right. In other words, his kicks and his punches and his presence is going to be a lot more worth than somebody average 250, 200 pounds. Right, exactly.
Right chokehold right in front of the referee. I think that the one-man gang could have put Jose Luis away any particular point in time that he chose.
People up here at the Boston Gardens are yelling and yelling like they always do. This is a very vocal crowd up here.
He's obviously making an example of the youngster from Puerto Rico. He's going to show how brutal he is, how devastating he can be.
Well, your lordship, he wants to punish the man. You know,
Yes,
you
he
used to
does.
wrestle. You were a great wrestler in your right. You know what it's like being in the ring with somebody. You just want to dish it out on him. You want to give it to him. Look, he's setting him up there. Look what he's doing to him. Tell him.
He's making a victim out of this, and he's hoping that everybody else is watching.
Goodbye.
Oh, goodbye. Good night. See you next week.
So long, Jose Luis Rivera.
Oh, man.
That front face suplex will,
500 pounds coming down on your grandma.
excuse me, we're going to have to get some bigger and better competition for the one-man gang.
The winner of this bout, the one-man gang.
One-man gang on the victory very impressively here in Beantown in the Boston Garden. Here comes that really laid out front suplex, driving the face and jaw, head, everything right into the canvas of Jose Luis Rivera. Luscious Johnny V, I want to thank you for stopping by. I hope it's a long time before you stop by
Thank you
again.
very much. Nice
You're
working
welcome.
here with you.
We'll be back. Wow, are you trying to tell me, are you asleep?
Told you I don't feel well. I'm resting.
You're resting. Did you watch that match at all? Did you see any part of it?
No.
What is the gang?
No.
Well, I was going to ask you if you thought that Bam Bam Bigelow was more impressive than one-man gang.
Oh.
Not.
One-man gang is impressive, but not like Bigelow. Bigelow can move. He can move like the Bees. He can move like the Islanders. He's that quick for a man 397 pounds.
Well, then obviously, if you didn't watch the match, you didn't hear the commentary of Luscious Johnny V, who claimed that you are literally full of prunes. That is indeed he who has Bam Bam locked up. Did you hear that?
Luscious Johnny.
Eyes were closed, but were your ears open?
No, I was meditating.
Oh.
Fuji, Slick, Jimmy Hart, everybody else. I have Bam Bam Bigelow.
Just like you have a bad neck.
Exactly.
Right. We'll be back with the $1 Million Man in just a moment. It's special report time here on Prime Time Wrestling, and we've been showing you now for the past several weeks a very strange individual by the name of Ted DiBiase, who wants to be referred to as the $1 Million Man, who literally throws money away.
He says everybody's got their price.
Even you.
Yes, I do.
And yours isn't very much.
It's enough to keep me happy. How about Virgil, a sidekick?
Virgil is a piece of work. Let's go to our special footage on the $1 Million Man.
That's it, 5 points. How would you do? What would you do there? Dive down there, boy. Get that. That's a 5 point. See, he's gonna fight his own daddy for a buck.
For all of you people out there who still don't recognize me, let me introduce myself one more time. I'm Ted DiBiase. I'm the $1 Million Man. And a lot of you people out there think that I'm giving my money away just because I'm a nice guy, that I'm simply generous. Well, you'd better think again. I'm giving my money away because I enjoy watching people. Let me rephrase that. I enjoy watching swine gruffle in the muck. I derive enjoyment from that. Because you see, I'm the $1 Million Man. And my motto is this: everybody's got a price.
Don't you wish you had money to throw away? You're all disgusting. I told you, you've all got a price for me, baby. Each and every one of you's got a price for the $1 Million.
What does that prove? How does that prove that everybody has a price? The guy standing there at ringside in some arena, literally throwing money to the people.
But he enjoys to see like a man and his son both fight for a $20 bill. I mean, it just shows you what money's all about. It means nothing to him. I enjoy that too, watching those people get down there on the floor and roll around with the popcorn cups and get their knuckles stepped on.
I thought maybe I saw you in that clip.
Oh no, I wouldn't lower myself to be.
You've done some groveling in the past. I'm sure.
Well, let's get
as
to
is our next individual that we're going to take a look at. Talk about groveling individuals. This moniker fits this guy to a T. I'm referring to Danny Davis, who wants to be referred to as Dangerous Danny Davis.
Dangerous Danny Davis, probably had he been the referee for WrestleMania, I'd be managing the world's champion right now.
Sure, because he would have did the same thing he did with the tag team title. He would have handed it to you on a silver platter. Let's go and take a look at the Danny Davis story.
Doesn't matter, I'd have had it.
Hello once again, everyone. Well, what do you think of when you hear the name Danny Davis? Well, as you know, some call him Dangerous Danny, but I think Despicable Danny might be a bit more accurate. His career in the World Wrestling Federation has been, in a word, disgraceful. He started out as an official, but as time wore on, Davis's biasness and partiality to rule breakers was blatant.
Look at Savage going down into his tights. He's got something in his hand. He missed it. He missed with it. Oh, look at this. Oh, he didn't miss that time. He drove that right into Santana's face. We got a new champion. Referee Danny Davis talking to our ring announcer. History could have been made here. Wouldn't you be mesmerized? Wouldn't you be a little shook? Oh, look at that.
What?
Heenan just shoved him off the top rope. I don't believe it. Danny Davis had to see that.
No, Danny Davis was distracted by that bird.
Give me a break. Look at that quick call. Oh, that's disgusting. Slapped down right in the middle of the ring. We're going to have a new champion. Danny Davis, what is he doing? Why doesn't he ask him? He's asking him. He's checking the arm. You don't go to sleep with this hold. What is that? Ha!
that Billy Jack Haynes swung his opponent into the official. I disqualify Billy Jack and award this match to Randy Savage.
You gotta be kidding.
Well, those are just a couple of reasons why certain wrestlers soon had to become wary of the third man in the ring. Of all people, Danny Davis, the referee, became an opponent. World Wrestling Federation President Jack Tunney began his investigation, and then in Tampa, Florida, the water finally hit 212 degrees.
Davis wanting Dynamite to get on the apron. He can't. Jimmy Hart hit him with the megaphone earlier on. What is this?
Here it is. The Hart clothesline.
No.
Jimmy Hart is ecstatic. He's taken the Harts to the championship of the world.
I can't believe that. No, he hasn't. Danny Davis has taken the Hart Foundation to the championship of the world.
And that was it for Danny Davis's days. His blatant action handed the tag team title to the Hart Foundation and forced Mr. Tunney to take action.
Regarding referee Danny Davis. Hold it!
Hey, there he goes.
What is going on here? That's Jack Tunney. That's Danny Davis in front of him. What's going on here? Danny Davis has no right to be in there. Oh, did you see that? Davis just shoved the referee down.
Well, I'm a bit confused. Is Davis?
Santana. Davis is going to square off with Santana.
What has brought all this on?
What?
Referee Danny Davis is suspended for life.
Oh, my goodness.
So Davis was gone, an unprecedented move, banned for life as an official in the World Wrestling Federation. But Davis wasn't entirely through. Rumors circulated, and sure enough, he came back to the ring in a different capacity.
Hey, Jack Tunney, you suspend this man? You bar this man from refereeing? Well, that's just great with us. You know why? Because now he's a professional wrestler. That's right. Danny Davis, the newest member of the Hart Foundation.
Well, isn't it interesting that Jimmy Hart signed Davis, a guy who'd never wrestled a day in his life? A favor for a favor, perhaps. Now, the World Wrestling Federation's banning of Davis as a referee was just one example of its close scrutiny of officials. Now, Davis, who has also never been shy to criticize the refs, has also been very vocal about the WWF's new special official. The one, the only, Mr. T has been signed to use his physical abilities to enforce the rules. And Davis, who seems to have an opinion on everything these days, had this to say.
Okay, we've seen the footage. You have your opinion and I have mine. But one opinion you all have to share with me is I'm a good wrestler. The way I get in and out, the way I move like nobody else can in the ring. And I made a name for myself as a referee, and I'm going to make a bigger name for myself as a wrestler.
Confidence certainly hasn't eluded him, has it?
That's
He literally gave away the Intercontinental Championship belt to the Macho Man.
He didn't see it.
Everyone else saw it. It was right there.
Well, he didn't
He
see it.
gave away the Tag Team Championship to the Hart Foundation.
He gave a 3 count. Dynamite laid on the floor.
Both men
wouldn't
were
come in the ring.
standing right there in the ring. The
Have a count of
anvil
5
and
to
the
get out.
hammer were
Have a count of
both
5
there.
You have a count of 5 to
Not
get
when a
out.
man's shoulders are down in a championship match.
Go ahead.
He's worried right now.
Who, Davis?
Yeah, absolutely.
Why is he worried?
Because of Mr. T.
T?
That's right.
Why worry about
We'll be
T?
back in just a moment
Looks like
with
he
the
just
former
knocked
Canadian
over a
heavyweight
pawn shop.
champion,
He's got 60
Dino Bravo.
Wait a minute now, wait.
Casey with a beautiful hip lock from outside, and now a nice slam. Deep arm drag.
Dino Bravo, former Canadian heavyweight champion. This guy has got to prove something to me, Brain. He's got to prove to me that he can be an asset to the new Dream Team, and he hasn't proven that yet.
Well, I think he's made the new Dream Team since they dumped that other ham
They
and egger.
didn't dump him.
They dumped him.
The barber,
No, that ham and egger. Brutus Beefcake.
the stylist.
Stylist.
They didn't dump him. He left, and with
Well, they're a
good
better
cause,
Dream
too.
Team.
Right now, we're going to take you to Beantown, to the Boston Garden. Let's go to the match.
Joe Tecci still over there?
Well, Gorilla Monsoon here at ringside with Lord Alfred Hayes, now being joined by the mouth of the South. Who invited you out here anyway?
I invited myself.
Let's go to ringside. Let's go up to the
Johnny
ring.
V. He represents from Montreal, Canada, weighing in at 255 pounds, one half of the Dream Team, Dino Bravo. The opponent from Dallas, Texas, weighing 249 pounds, Scott Casey.
Scott Casey against Dino Bravo here in the Boston Garden. As we stated earlier, Jimmy, who invited you out here anyway?
I invited myself.
Oh, you
Gorilla.
invited yourself, right?
I knew you and Lord Alfred, you needed me out.
Just because you hold 2 titles here in the World Wrestling Federation doesn't give you that prerogative to just come out whenever you feel like it.
When you're on top, you got to let it rock. Look what I brought you, Gorilla, a pair of Jimmy Hart sunglasses. Because you see, our future's looking so bright, you got to wear these 24 hours a day, baby, just to keep the light out of your eyes.
Let me ask you this, Mal.
Sure.
My colleague, on a number of occasions referring to the Weasel, Bobby the Brain Heenan, is quite upset with you at this particular point in time. In fact, he referred to you as the little pipsqueak, better watch himself.
Well, let me tell you something. Telephone, telegraph, and tell Gorilla Monsoon, I think you're trying to start a feud between me and Bobby the Brain Heenan. Unless I hear him say it myself, I'm not going to believe that.
That is not true. He was referring, in fact, case in point, to the statement that you made saying that you had Bam Bam Bigelow locked up when the Brain says that he's got him under contract.
He's in my back pocket. He's a shoe-in, baby, for the foundation.
Alfred? I think both of them are lying, Alfred.
I think there's a good chance that they both are telling terminological inexactitudes.
Well, the man that's in the corner seconding Dino Bravo, referring to luscious Johnny V, also laid claim to Bam Bam Bigelow, as did the Slickster, as did Mr. Fuji. Why are you laughing?
I'm telling you, man, I'm a shoe-in. Bam Bam Bigelow will be in the foundation. I manage the World Tag Team Champions, like you said, the Intercontinental Champion, and I want that World Championship from Hulk Hogan, and Bam Bam's going to be the guy to get it for me, Daddy.
Casey with a beautiful hip lock from outside, and now a nice slam. Deep arm drag. Takes Dino Bravo down to the canvas. Luscious Johnny V not too happy with the way things are going right now in this particular matchup. Honky Tonk Man, is his new record out yet?
Yeah, it's right around the corner. You put the final voice tracks on it, and it's great.
In other words, you're not using his voice, you're using somebody else.
No, what are you? See, you're trying to get the Mouth of the South mixed up out here, Gorilla. He's singing the song. We wrote the song, and it's going to be great, baby. It's called I've Got the Snakeskin Blues, Daddy.
Oh, please. What happened to that old one you were going to record?
What's that, Gorilla?
I forget the title now. Something about I've got hair oil on my ears and my glasses are slipping down, but I can still see through you, baby.
Oh, that's real cute, Gorilla. You know.
Oh, reverse monkey flip doesn't work for Dino Bravo.
As a matter of fact, Gorilla Bravo hasn't shown much offense at all against this young man, Steve Casey. Steve Casey, who I know of from Texas, is a he's a brilliant wrestler, and he's taken this match away from Dino Bravo. Scott Casey.
It's been quite a while since you've seen Scotty.
Yes, it is.
10
quite
years,
a while.
I understand.
Well, he was just
his name, right?
Yeah.
You need to fix those teeth, man. I'm telling you, get them in right there.
Who is this fellow just here?
Well, this guy, unfortunately, has within his family or stable the current reigning tag team champions of the world, the Hitman and the Anvil, as well as the reigning Intercontinental Heavyweight Champion, the Honky Tonk Man.
He has halitosis also.
Oh, he does.
Oh, real cute. You better be glad I don't have my wrestling trunks out.
Must be from those honky burgers.
Yeah. See, you make fun. One of these days, I'm going to fly you to Memphis to Honky Land, USA, and you're going to eat one of those honky burgers.
You're going to pay my airfare?
Yeah, right, sure. We're no cheap act, man. Come on.
Uh-oh, look out. Casey going out. Hard down to the concrete here in Beantown.
It looks as if Dino Bravo has at last solved the problem of Scott Casey. He was having a tough time with this youngster, and now he's managed at last to put his impression on this match.
Let me ask you this, Mouth. I've noticed the last few times out, the Hart Foundation has not seen fit to put the title on the line. Any particular reason why, other than the fact that they realize that there are a number of teams around right now that could take it from them?
Well, let me just tell you, baby, there's not anybody out there that can take it from us. You got the Canada Express, you got the Dream Team. Hey, we got open contracts to anybody, any place, anywhere, Gorilla, but there's nobody really pressing us right
How about
now.
the Islanders? How about Demolition?
Well, how about them?
Well,
big deal, man. Let me tell you something.
I don't see you anxious to sign any contracts with their names on them.
Well, let me tell you something. Hey, we've got open contracts. You can bring look, now see, you got me all excited. I felt like an elephant sitting on my tongue. Every time I get around this guy, Lord Alfred, he gets me so upset and so excited. I'm going to have a nervous breakdown one of these days around here.
Unfortunately, you have to have a good memory, Alfred, when you're a constant liar like this guy is.
Well, I'm not going to intrude upon that part of it. What I am going to say, though, is that I think he's been very fortunate in the people he's managed to sign for him.
Well, One title I know how he got, and that was by ill gains, Alfred. It was handed to him by Danny Davis. That's the Tag Team Championship of the world. Literally handed to the mouth of the South. Handed to the Hart Foundation. True or false, Jimmy?
Hey, it's false. What do you mean true or false? You are jealous of us. You have been jealous of us from the start. You were jealous of Danny Davis, Jimmy Hart, the mouth of the South, the Hart Foundation, the Honky Tonk Man, and I
Why are
promise
you getting
Gorilla,
excited?
But I'll tell you, my blood pressure's probably going to pop completely out of my jacket here, man.
Why should I be jealous? I'm not a wrestler any longer. I'm a mere commentator.
I wish you would put the tights on and get in the ring with one of my guys, and you'd see how tough they really are, Daddy.
Oh, my God, I can't believe it.
Well, it certainly wouldn't be with Danny Davis, would it?
Oh, absolutely not.
Hey, don't underestimate Danny Davis. What do you mean by that?
Nothing at all. He's, you know, he wrestles. He gets in the ring. He wears trunks. He wears boots.
Casey unloading now with some lefts and rights. Dino Bravo backing up. Irish whip coming up. Big backdrop. Oh, he come down hard. Look out. Nailed him right in the sternum with a big right hand off the second rope on the inside. 2 count, that's all.
Both these boys have been moving around this ring at a tremendous rate.
Beautiful drop kick by Scotty. Over for the cover. Not going to get him. The former Canadian heavyweight champion kicked out of that rather easily. Although, as I can see out of the peripheral vision of the side, Luscious Johnny B is not too happy.
Hey, Johnny B's always got his men in the best condition of their life. Never underestimate.
Oh, there it is.
Great move there by
The side suplex.
Dino
Goodbye,
Bravo.
Scotty.
Aha!
I told you.
What a devastating move.
What?
I told you JB's got them in the greatest shape of their life, man.
Well, another victory gone down in the record books for Dino Bravo. Let's get the official word.
The winner of this bout, Dino Bravo.
Dino Bravo on the victory. Let's go back and take a look at that very unusual side suplex. Here comes Scotty, full steam ahead, nobody home. He really nailed himself in the top turnbuckle there. Now look at that, Dino Bravo right there. Looks like a backbreaker move, but watch this. Oh, knocks the wind right out of you. I'll tell you what, Mouth, it's time for you to hightail it out of here.
And I want my sunglasses. No, I'm taking them back.
Take your glasses with you. You know what you can do with them.
What?
Head back to the locker room.
You're going to be in trouble, Gorilla.
We'll be back in a moment.
Prime example, you say that I prefabricate all these things that I'm telling live. Did you hear that? Did you hear it direct from the mouth of the South? The Colonel spewed it right out, said, I have Bam Bam Bigelow.
He says, I almost have him.
No, he said he wants to be part of the foundation.
No, because he approached me. See, nobody knows this. Everybody's been approaching Bigelow. Bigelow approached me. He wants to be a family member. He wants to be one of the elite. I said, okay, I'll give you a shot.
What's elite about being in your family? Do you have any titles? Do you have the Intercontinental Champion in your stable? No. Do you have the World Tag Team Champions in your stable? No. Do you have the World's Heavyweight Championship in your stable?
Get me a glass of water.
No. He wants to take some pills.
Take my medication.
He's going to need a lot more. He what? Well, as soon as he arrives, Studio G, we'll be there very shortly. You're in deep trouble this week, Brain. Deep trouble. Stay with us, folks. A special interview coming up right now with the Macho Man.
All right, there are so many things happening here in the World Wrestling Federation, including the crowning of a new Intercontinental Champion, the Honky Tonk Man, and Jimmy Hart and him are really delighted. They are partying it up. I don't know if the gal Betty Lou's involved with the party or not. Come on in, if you would, please. Macho Man Randy Savage. I don't know if you could be happy about this or not. Honky Tonk becoming the new Intercontinental Champion, and all of a sudden Ricky the Dragon Steamboat is not.
I'm delighted about it. Oh, yeah, congratulations. Let me throw my hand right through the video scope. Yeah, go on. Do your reign. Do your thing. But the Macho Man, Randy Savage, yeah, understand that I got things in proper perspective now. Yeah, you're looking at the future of professional wrestling right now. You're looking at the future of the World Wrestling Federation. You're looking at the new World Heavyweight Champion. Let me repeat myself right there.
Wait.
I ain't repeating myself. Go ahead and tell me something right now. Yeah.
Wait a minute. You're telling me, Macho Man Randy Savage, that you're going to be the new heavyweight champion of the world? Don't you think Hulk Hogan's got a little to say about that?
Do you have something to say about it, Hulk Hogan? Do you have something to say to the Macho Man Randy Savage? Speak your piece right now! I don't hear nothing, no. I don't hear nothing. In fact, I don't think there's nothing that he can say.
I don't believe he's here.
Oh, he's not here! That's too bad, yeah. But when you, man, meet me in the ring for the World Heavyweight Championship belt, let me tell you what's gonna happen. No promises, just guarantees. The Macho Man Randy Savage is gonna win the World Heavyweight Championship belt around my waist. Yeah,
you know,
it's a fact.
You know, for you to become a champion of one sort or another here in the near future, I wonder, Macho Man, would that guarantee that I'd be seeing Elizabeth back during these interview sessions?
Nothing's a guarantee, no. I'm on my way now, doing things my way, yeah. And when I'm the World Heavyweight Champion, I am gonna continue to do things my own way. Hulk Hogan, yeah, the inevitable. The inevitable is that I got your number, and your number is 2, yeah. And you're looking at number 1. Don't lose your money, man. Get on my good side right now, because you're looking at the World Heavyweight
I always thought
Champion.
I was on your
You're not on my good side. No, the Macho Madness bandwagon is going on and on and on and on. And Hulkamania is, yeah, down here.
Wait a minute.
Surpassed by Macho Madness. And that's something that everybody's going to have to accept.
Randy, I'm getting some bad information because in private conversations I've had with Elizabeth in regards to her tennis game, she has told me that you think very highly of me.
Don't worry about nothing. No personalities come into effect right now because you're looking at the new World Heavyweight Champion. Yeah, Hulk Hogan. How do you like that?
How about it? The Macho Man, Randy Savage.
Nice forward roll to escape that shot.
Good move.
Well, don't yell at me.
Well, I'm telling you, look at the ace is literally leaning on his partner, the magnificent Morocco, but there's been a lot of dissension of late in this particular team. In fact, we're going to see them in singles competition this week.
Hey, Lady Di and Chuck, they're fighting too.
Yeah, I know, but
Tammy and Jimmy are fighting. That happens to people.
Those people that you mentioned have not been together as long as these two guys have. Let's see if the ace, in fact, can solve the moves of the youngster, Jerry Allen, as we take you back to Beantown.
Morocco will be with him.
This is a one-fall bout. Introducing first from Kansas City, weighing 248 pounds, the ace, Cowboy Bob Orton. The opponent from New Haven, Connecticut, weighing 240 pounds, Jerry Allen.
Jerry Allen out of New Haven, Connecticut, facing the ace, Cowboy Bob Orton. Gorilla Monsoon here at ringside in the Boston Garden with his lordship Alfred Hayes, bringing you all the action. Joey Morella, third man in the ring. You're looking at one of the greatest technicians that I know of, Alfred.
Absolutely, but he's going to have his hands full this evening with young Jerry Allen. He is a very, very improved wrestler. His experience in wrestling has only dated back for probably 18 months to 2 years, but he'll show you a lot of moves that are absolutely new, and I wouldn't be at all surprised if Orton comes unstuck in this particular match.
Well, it certainly would surprise me. I don't believe that anybody with less than 5 years experience inside the squared circle could show Bob Orton anything he hasn't already seen.
Well, I'll have to go along with that too, but look at this move already that Jerry Allen has made.
Jerry on the outside, going to the top turnbuckle, elbow buster right on top of the cranium.
Very early to go for a high-risk move, and that is a mark of inexperience. However, it paid off for young Jerry Allen.
Nice forward roll to escape that shot.
Good move. Took him down nicely,
come over,
but couldn't consolidate that position he had.
I think you find, Alfred, if you look at the record books and you check the personalities out over the years, all second-generation wrestlers have done extremely well.
They have indeed, yes. It's bred into them, I suppose. You could talk about breeding there. And he devastated Jerry Allen with that back suplex there. He poised so long in the air, he had Allen perfectly balanced to do maximum damage. And that's what he's good at.
Oh, set him up. But Allen out of there, and he rammed that left shoulder right into the steel post. Well, I don't have to, I know that you're no stranger to Orton Sr., Bob's father. What a nasty individual he was.
Wasn't he a salty old man? Oh, God.
Well, it certainly rubbed off
yes.
on his offspring.
He could make you pay for your sins, could he not?
Absolutely. made life miserable for a lot of guys.
He certainly did.
Going to work now on the left arm and shoulder. The ace, the former henchman.
Look at that
Nice
good
leverage move.
What a good move that was by Orton. He was in trouble himself, and yet, while on his knees, he thought that one out and slipped down. And as you say, with all that leverage, took Allen clean through the middle rope.
Referee pushing him back, giving Jerry a chance to get back inside, which is only right.
Yes. Allen very unsteady on his feet there.
Talk about charisma, talk about places with nostalgia. This beantown, Boston Garden, certainly has that of it.
It does it not?
Well,
in our chosen career, it has a history that is probably second to none.
Look at this, slingshot, high sunset, but Orton still with his hands on that second rope. Didn't work. Nice idea, but...
Good idea, but it didn't go anywhere. Not with Orton. Orton kept that good grip on the middle rope there and wasn't going to be bunched.
Oh, look at that, just rammed him. Face first, down into the canvas. That'll rearrange your facial expression for you.
And it could stop you thinking.
And how?
Easy slam by Orton. He's looking very, very confident now.
Look out.
What is he going to do from
Going
here?
to spring up into a cover here. Oh, Jerry brought the knees up right at the last moment. Caught him right in the lower abdomen.
Good move by Allen. He played possum there. He just lay back and let Bob Orton think that he was out, and he wasn't. He was very alert.
Orton now rammed face first. He just missed hitting his face into the steel post. He wants time out.
Yes, and there's a lot of power in this young Allen, too. He's very well put together, and the way he threw Orton into the corner post there, he showed that he has that power.
Drop kick, caught him on his shoulder, forced him
Good
back
chance
into the
here.
turnbuckle.
No, he's waiting at a little
Way
bit
too
long.
close to the ropes.
Too close to the ropes.
Referee Joe Morello spotting that immediately. Pile driver, perhaps.
Wasting time.
Oh, he's looking for some kind of confirmation. Maybe a note from home or something.
Yeah, and I wouldn't be at all surprised if Orton wasn't setting him up now, because those sort of moves don't phase Orton too much.
Absolutely not. He's seen it all.
In fact, it'll be interesting to watch this next minute or two, because I still have that feeling.
Atomic drop, inverted, came right out of the corner with it. Set him up, as you stated,
Yes,
Alfred. Really
he did.
set him up.
And Orton's going to keep doing that too, to this youngster.
The former henchman will make you pay for every mistake.
Yes.
And shoots a mean game of pool as well.
Yes, he does. He does.
Just a nasty person, 24 hours a day.
He has a lot of talents.
Reminds me a lot of the Commandant. Jerry Allen in trouble right now on the receiving end.
He plays a harmonica, you know.
He does.
Yes, not very well, but he does play it.
Plays due to a diminishing number of requests.
Look at this, just one hand, incredible strength, that sinew strength.
Backbreaker, well executed and delivered. Oh, goodness, posing
Well,
demonstration.
forget that, Bob, but he does have the sinew strength and power that belies that frame.
Leaving a lot to be desired in the posing demonstration.
Yes. Not exactly a Jim Powers.
So glad to see, Alfred. I know you're well aware of what's going on in the World Wrestling Federation. So happy and really surprised to see the tremendous progress of Superstar Billy Graham.
Isn't that amazing?
Unbelievable.
Oh, God. It is absolutely unbelievable.
Here's a guy that they said might not ever walk again. And now he's pushing that heavy iron, that heavy steel, and talking about climbing back into the ring.
Yes, Allen slipped on that rope. Did you see that? He tried to make the corner buckle there.
Superplex coming up.
Oh.
He's setting him up.
Wow.
He's got
Took him over.
Goodbye, Jerry.
Wow. Oh, he didn't even bother to wait for the last 3 count because he knew he had him.
Jerry Allen
went for that high-risk move, Gorilla, and his left foot slipped on the apron, and Orton was in there like a flash.
Didn't work.
The winner of this bout, Ace Cowboy Bob Orton.
The mechanic chalking up another one. Here it comes, the superplex. Once he gets you up in this position, there is no counter at that point.
Pure power, look at that, whipped him over.
That's all the body weight.
And you watch this, he doesn't even wait for the 3. He knows he's got him. Look at that, look.
Well, it's hard to be humble when you're great.
Yeah.
We'll be back.
What do you mean you don't know where he was?
He must have been at ringside.
He wasn't. I was there. You weren't there.
Oh, I wasn't there.
His
no.
lordship was there with me.
Well, that's like being alone.
You always have something derogatory to say about Alfred. Why is that?
Because I don't like ladies.
Did you ever wrestle him when he was active?
Yes.
You did?
Yes, I did.
Probably beat you, didn't he?
I've scored many a victory over him.
You did?
Yes, I did.
I'll have to question him about that because I find it a little hard to
I hit him
believe.
so hard. That's why he talks like that.
Please. I'll tell you what, there is no counter for the superplex once Orton gets you up in that position and gets those feet up. There is, huh?
When he hooks your head, as he goes to lift, all you do is lift, take him over to the floor. And on the way over, let go. You go back forward in the ring. Cement City for him.
I suppose Bam Bam is capable of doing that because you're not.
First of all,
I don't know many guys that are able and capable of doing that.
Bundy could.
Get your track shoes on, get ready. Pretty soon we're going to be heading for Studio G. We'll be back in just a moment.
Will you let me in on what's going on in Studio G?
Tried it. Got caught. Nice block with the right hand. Oh, Roma, standing drop kick, caught him nicely. Oh, the shadows.
I'm telling you, I can see it. It's obvious to me that Orton and Morocco are just about had it. They're falling apart together. Fuji's not there to lead him anymore. Why not?
Well, I don't know their
Fuji
business.
disowned him?
I don't know their business. I know they're having a little trouble, but everybody has troubles at times. Heck, that's...
In fact, we're seeing a lot of teams split up here this week. What do you mean, uh-oh? You're not going anywhere.
I forgot to tell you something.
Yeah, you could just forget about it. You're not going anywhere. The only place you're going is over to Studio G. Let's go to Boston.
You had a price, right?
This bout is scheduled for one fall. Introducing in the ring from parts unknown, Shadow number 1. The opponent from Kensington, New York, weighing 236 pounds, Paul Roma.
Paul Roma here in the Boston Garden against Shadow number 1, Gorilla Monsoon, along with Lord Alfred Hayes here at ringside to bring you all the action and excitement. And Paul Roma, Alfred, giving away about 60 or 70 pounds here.
He is, but
It's a lot to give away.
It's a lot of body weight to give away, but he's such a splendidly conditioned young man. He may be able to overcome that disadvantage.
Well, it won't take us long to find out. Look at the body on Roma. Huh. He doesn't spend his time in the pool room, I'll tell you that.
He should have been a little more alert there, though. He's already getting a lesson from Shadow. Is this number 1?
This is number 1, the big guy. Close to that 300-pound mark, might even be over it. Look out, backbreaker. Oh, well executed. Oh, Mr. Roma could be in for a rough time here.
Yes, and he could be not in for a long evening. He could be in for a very short one. Oh, he came back straight away there. Good on the part of Roma to be able to do that, because the initiative was completely taken away from him by Shadow number 1. Roma's overcome that, and now he's waging a good offensive of his own, but that's not enough to beat Shadow number 1.
Absolutely not. I would have been very shocked if it was.
That's where body weight does count there, mind you. To get your man down and cover him. This is a powerful person, this Shadow number 1, and he could push Roma off quite easily. If he'd have weighed about 340 pounds instead of 240, well, that may have been a different case.
Absolutely. Backed into the ropes now. We won't look for a clean break on the part of the Shadow. Highly unlikely that we will see it. Tried it, got caught. Nice block of the right hand. Oh, Roma, standing drop kick, caught him nicely. Oh, the Shadow's all tied up. Taking advantage managing the situation. Look out. High cross body all the way across the ring. Referee warning. He's going back. Oh, one too many calls.
Oh,
wow, he didn't touch a thing.
Oh, what a bad fall out of the ring Roma took there. The top rope seemed to collapse on him, and he went face first, head first, down to that concrete.
He could well be planted. Let's go back and take a look at this.
From another angle here, we can see how exactly it happened.
He didn't hook anything.
Caught, spun him over in midair. Look at that top rope flying.
What an awesome fall here by Paul Roma, who could well be out of this.
Well, if he gets back into the ring, it's only his superb conditioning that's going to get him back in. The referee's obviously going to give him a little time, just a little lassitude there on the part of the referee, and quite rightly so.
I think he knocked himself silly, Alfred.
He did indeed. And now, Shadow number 1 is not going to allow him any breathing space at all.
Well, those high-risk moves can either be very successful for you or very dangerous for you. In that case, it almost terminated his career.
Really, they can spell doom anyway. I'm very pleased to see that Roma is on his feet and back into the ring.
Coming back the hard way.
Back in.
He's coming back in the hard way.
But at least he's functioning everywhere. Look at him, hold him out. Oh, drove him in that back suplex.
Over for the cover, 1, 2. Whoa!
Oh.
3 count was on the way down, and he came out the back door.
Obviously, Roma is definitely suffering, because I've seen him come out of a similar situation on a 1 count, but that was about a 2.75.
Not going to get much closer than that to being counted out.
No. Camel clutch here. Holding it onto that chin, working obviously to try and cut the blood off again from Roma's head.
300 pounds sitting on your lower lumbar area is not too conducive to
jerking
enjoying yourself.
No, your spine back up like that. The sacroiliac, a big arc in it. Look at Roma hanging in tough there. He really is a splendid young athlete. He really is.
Referee checking to make sure that it wasn't a smother going on in there as well. Well, Paul Roma very fortunate to still be in this match. What a tremendous fall he took right over that top rope. Tried desperate.
Yeah, but he landed on his head.
What does that mean? He's all right?
It's all right.
We're going to continue when we come back in just a moment with the conclusion of this match.
You know, I got something important I got to do.
Yeah. The infamous Beantown, with all those Celtic banners hanging off the ceiling, has always been a favorite spot of Paul Roma, and maybe rightly so.
I'll be glad to.
What is it?
Okay, Miss Betty.
What's your problem now?
Miss Betty's got... I have some
You're not going anywhere.
Wait a minute, let me explain.
Let's go back to ringside in Boston.
There's an orphanage in Springfield.
Too bad.
Power
his way right out of this.
That is a superhuman effort there.
He got out with a series of right hands and right into a clothesline.
Made a mistake. Obviously, he's still suffering from that bump outside the ring, Gorilla, because his head isn't completely clear yet. He seems to know what he's doing, but does he really? Is he just going on instinct? Oh, another close count.
Shadow planted a knee right between the eyes of Paul Roma and almost put him away once again.
Side suplex.
Gut wrench coming up.
Slammed him in, twisted him and turned him, piling on that pain and agony.
Turned around and said to the timekeeper, that's 2 3/4.
Yes.
Close but no cigar. Look at the backslide, perhaps. Fighting it, trying to get the man down.
Look at the power of Roma there.
He got him. Those legs are driving, but not hard enough to hold that big, awesome body down.
Shadow number 1 managed to bring those legs over and escape that time.
Shadow having a good time right now in the Boston Garden at the expense of Paul Roma. Another suplex. No, small package. Right in the center of the ring. No, couldn't get him.
I think Roma's beginning to clear that head now.
Good thinking on the part of Roma.
Yes, I think he's beginning to shake those cobwebs out and to make it back into the world of reality again.
Wrestling, if a guy deliberately poked me in the eye, which they did on a number of occasions, I immediately poked him in the eye.
Yeah.
You know,
Well,
an eye for an eye, so to speak.
Yes, exactly. Well, that's what it says in the good book, isn't it?
Absolutely. Roma with a right hand out of the corner, desperation type move, as he's got the shadow back cracking right now.
And that was a right, left, right there by Roma, too.
Look out, Irish whip. Head down. Pay for that when you put your head down.
Yes, he telegraphed that move, I'm afraid, to Roma. And Roma's not as stunned as he was a little while ago. Now he's going to make the big shadow pay. Some devastating right-handers there. He's beginning to get that strength back into the body again. There was a lot behind those blows.
Referee screaming for them to get out of the corner.
Roma wisely took no notice of that and kept after his man. Again, Roma taking no notice of that. Neither should he. He doesn't have to.
Beautiful drop kick right in the kisser. Caught him. Foot on the ropes.
Risky, risky move that. But if you're feeling a little weak, I suppose it's the only thing you can do.
Well, he knew exactly where he was ring-wise.
Roma putting in some karate chops.
Oh, he's trying to get the mask off right now.
He's being sidetracked, I'm afraid. That is a mistake. That is definitely a mistake.
Oh, look at the strings coming out of there. We're going to get a look at Shadow here. That mask just about off. Or sometimes you can get preoccupied with that and the guy will put you away while you're doing that.
That can happen so easily.
Ducked underneath the clothesline. Wow, they both rammed together, face first. And the Shadow falling off the ropes on the Roma. Oh, almost got him.
I thought Roma was gone for sure there, because that was a nasty clash of heads. And the Shadow seemed to rebound off the ropes and just fall on Roma, who seemed to be completely out of it.
Look out. Reverse sunset roll-up. Can he get him? Shoulders down. No. Oh, those powerful legs just shot Roma back into the corner, face first. Well, the longer this goes, the better it's going to be for Paul Roma, because the Shadow is literally running out of gas, Alfred.
He looks to be. He's getting a bit flat-footed now. There was a lot of strength in that push-off, but he wasn't able to follow it up.
The tank is about empty.
I think you're right. It looks to be now high-risk move again, Gorilla.
Roma gone to the top on the outside, perched up there waiting. Look at this. High sunset flips, got the legs over, hook. Goodbye. What a hard-fought victory by that man right there, Paul Roma.
Roma almost out of gas himself, but pulled off that amazing victory.
The winner of this bout, Paul Roma.
Roma very excited and enthusiastic about that victory over the big 300-pounder. Here it is.
A little unsteady there.
Perched up there.
But even so, good timing. Right position.
Key was the legs got hooked over the shoulders, kicking for all he's worth, but nowhere to go. Paul Roma on the victory here in Beantown. Plenty more action still to come. Very impressive victory for Paul Roma in Beantown to over the 300-pound plus.
Maybe
Shadow won. What is it?
Betty would like to talk to you.
Be happy to talk to her. Miss Betty, get a real job. So much for that.
Listen, much as I'd love to go see your Sawbones,
are you going
she
somewhere?
asked me if I'd make a personal appearance.
You are going to make a personal
at an
appearance.
orphanage in Springville, New York. There's a bunch of kids that'd like to see me, and I think that's a little more important than going to the doctor. So if you don't mind.
You know, the only place you're going is over to Studio G with me in just a few moments here.
And break those little kids' hearts.
As opposed to breaking your left arm. Which would you rather do?
Sorry, kids.
I didn't think so. In fact, you all saw what went down here last week when this fountain of misinformation brought on that Dusseldorf dingo. What was his name again?
Never mind.
Von Hair? Let's go. We're going to take you right now over to Studio G. Get ready. We're going to make a move.
have to be here.
Too bad. You're here. That's all that counts. Folks, once again, welcome to our special interview area. I want to apologize right off the bat once again for last week's fiasco here in this.
You caused it.
I caused it.
Insulted that man, specialist, that man with his medical knowledge.
Please. That goofball from Dusseldorf that you brought in here with a duck sound under his arm. Give me a break, Brain.
I shouldn't even have to be out here. That just shows you what kind of a
You're part of this program, are you not?
Yes, but I don't have to be insulted. I don't know what you got coming out here.
You don't know what I'd like to tell you at this particular point in time, and to tell all you folks out there watching Prime Time this week, we have, in fact, one of the premier doctors from New York City and a dear friend of mine. I'd like to bring him out at this time, Dr. George Nelson. Doctor, welcome.
How do you do, Mr. Montgomery?
Welcome to Prime Time Wrestling.
Nice to be here.
Bobby the Brain Heenan, please sit down.
How do you do, Mr. Heenan?
Not
Pleasure
too well,
to meet you.
not too well.
Well, he claims he's not
Sorry
doing
to
too
hear
well, Doc. I've been claiming now for several months that this guy's been gold bricking, and he contends that he has a serious neck injury. He tried to prove it here last week on Prime Time Wrestling, but bringing in some fictitious person.
That man's a specialist. No doubt you've heard of Herr Dr. von Brandenburg.
No, I'm sorry, Mr. Heenan, I haven't.
Maybe you just don't get around then. I don't know.
Well,
maybe he doesn't.
Possibly practices always in Europe, I'm not sure. I haven't met him at conventions, the international conventions.
They did, in fact, Dr. Nelson, bring these x-rays with them
Thank
last
you.
week.
I'd like to examine those.
Stating that they were the most current x-rays of the brain's neck. I had a little problem with that. I would like you to take a quick look at them.
Well, I can tell you the person in these x-rays has definitely sustained some very serious injuries to the cervical vertebrae. As a matter of fact, there are 2 hairline cracks, now they're not yet healed, in the pedicle of 2 of the vertebrae. That, by the way, these injuries would seriously affect the nerves and the muscles of the neck.
You're not
They'd be
bad,
very,
son,
very, very
You're not
painful.
bad at all.
However, Mr. Heenan, I should point out,
this,
yes.
Yeah, this one.
I'd like to
get away from the neck area here a little bit and look right down. What does this tell you?
Well, I was coming right to that because the person in these x-rays is not you, Mr. Heenan.
You mean not me?
Well, not at all. This is a young woman, I would say age 21 to 25 from the bone structure.
Well, then he switched them on me. He switched x-rays on me.
Well,
I had legitimate x-rays out here. Every time I brought them, I had legitimate x-rays.
Those
all
are,
I know
in
is
fact,
these are the x-rays of a young woman in her 20s, and she has sustained injuries to the neck.
those are, in fact, the x-rays that Butte from Dusseldorf
Doesn't look like a woman to me.
last week.
It is.
Let me ask you this,
Tell the
Dr.
bone
Nelson.
structure.
Could you, in the short time we have, could you physically take a look at the brain's neck and try to give us some idea of whether there is indeed some kind of an injury involved?
Oh, I'd
You're not
be happy
putting,
to do that.
don't get off that chair. You're not putting your hands on me. Jerk me around and hurt my neck again.
It's not going to jerk you around. It's just going to take a look, Brain.
You are a doctor.
Oh, of course I am.
Why don't you turn this way a little bit?
If you
Let me
wouldn't
get a better
mind,
shot
let
at
me
it. That's it.
just...
You can take that off, though. He doesn't really need that anyway. Ooh.
And I'll be very gentle. Let me just feel the muscles and
Look
how they react.
Neck braces.
Would you mind turning your head just a little bit this way while I feel?
Give us
No,
an ah. How
that's
about
all
an
right.
ah? Ooh. Oh, there's
Okay.
an ooh, yeah.
Thank you.
Get the oohs and ahs in it.
Well, I would like to see the x-rays, of course.
I'm sure you
but,
would. Doc. Well, could you say, in your own professional opinion, could you make a statement saying that this guy does or does not, in fact, have some kind of a neck injury?
I think I could. You see, I've just tested some of his neurological reactions and muscular reactions to my fingers here. And I would say, to borrow a phrase you used a few moments ago, it's not medical, but it'll do, I think he's a gold brick.
Oh, what? I love it. First of all, I don't have to stand out here and take any guff from you or you or anybody else.
To your neck.
No. There is an injury to my neck.
No.
I'll see you in court. I'll have every lawyer. I'll have everybody in the world disbar you and have you. You'll be pumping gas in Newark, pal. I'm hurt 100%. Care what the hell you say.
Oh, look at, he got very excited and
I'm
forgot.
terribly sorry. I didn't mean to upset him.
He forgot, in fact, that he had taken off his neck brace. He was functioning quite nicely without it, as was my intention all the time, that he is not injured. Doc, I want to thank you very much for enlightening me and enlightening all our primetime viewers.
Well, thank you very much.
Appreciate you for taking
Pleasure
your
to be here.
valuable
I'm
time
sorry
down
I upset
here.
him that way, though.
And we'll be back in just a moment.
Oh, reversal. Wow. Backdrop coming up.
Well, we're back, folks, and I think we've put to rest once and for all well, it was nice of you to come and join us. You can hear me all right? Oh, are you hurt now? You, in your haste to leave Studio G, you left something behind.
I know. I've never been in this much.
You left this behind.
Never been this much pain in my life.
You're
all lucky that I had another one with me. You're just very lucky. And I could be in a hospital now. I could be in traction. I could be crippled and paralyzed the rest of my life. You wouldn't care.
I'm thinking.
You want my job here.
I'm thinking seriously. I want your job.
You want to?
I'm thinking seriously of getting some litigation of my own going. Right now, we're going to take you to the Boston Garden. Let's go.
This bout is scheduled for one fall. Introducing first, from part unknown, Shadow number 2. The opponent, from New York City, weighing in at 230 pounds, Jim Powers.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Beantown in the Boston Garden. Gorilla Monsoon here at ringside with his lordship Alfred Hayes, bringing you all the action. Jimmy Powers looks in great shape.
Doesn't he look fantastic? Mind you, I've never seen him when he hasn't been in great condition, but this evening he looks even better than he usually does.
Well, he and Paul Roma are formulating a very formidable tag team right now, and they're looking for great things in tag team competition. Although seen fit to take singles action here this evening.
Yes, I think they need that. I think basically you have to understand singles wrestling in the first place to become successful as a tag team. You have to keep those skills honed where you are in single combat. You know, I would like to know something, Gorilla. How do they designate one of these shadows number 1 or number 2?
Well, number 2 is the lighter of the two. Number 1 is I don't know, I guess 50 or 60 pounds heavier, so it's really quite easy to tell them apart. And there, in fact, are two guys who are seeking singles competition.
Yes, they are.
Very seldom do you see their shadows individually.
Yes, much less do you see them in that type of combat than you do Powers or Roma.
This should be a very evenly matched bout.
Shadow number 2 here, starting off tremendously powerful. He's taken this match too.
Oh, reversal. Wow. Backdrop coming up. Beauty.
High backdrop there, really high. And I think that shocked Shadow number 2. He didn't expect to take such a bump so early on in this match, I'm sure.
Kind of knocks the wind out of you right off the bat.
Yes, that shook him to his foundations. Powers now becoming very experienced, you might say. When he first started wrestling, which wasn't too long ago, he lacked a lot in experience, but he's gathering that with every match now.
Well, very improved. Might be up for one of the Rookie of the Year awards.
Yes, he could be easily.
That's one of the awards that's handed out every year by the World Wrestling Federation to a very deserving individual, whomever it may be. Of course, well, you or I never were recipient of that award, to the best of my knowledge anyway.
No, but I remember last year the alarming and astonishing progress of Bret Hart.
Yes. Nicely fried. Go ahead, your Lord.
Yes, I was going to say, and that made the tag team of the Hart Foundation so successful. Possibly this year, 1987, we could see the progress in a similar vein, and that could make the combination of the Roma Powers, the New York tag team, very successful as well.
It would be nice, wouldn't it? Very well deserving, these two youngsters. If
yes.
You know, anything like that comes their way, they're certainly well deserving of it.
They are, they're dedicated young men, and I like to see that in our sport. I really do.
Alfred, you have to be dedicated. You have to love this sport, or it's too demanding for you to survive.
Yes, it is. Everything.
Another reversal. Follows him in. Monkey flip coming up. A beauty. Oh, what a deep arm drag.
God, excellent timing on the part of Powers there. Just wonderful timing. He's got all the tools, this boy, and he's beginning to put them together gradually now. Roma's doing the same thing, of course, and combined as a tag team, I wouldn't mind betting you any money the Harts are definitely keeping a watch on the progress of these two.
Oh, for sure. Not only that, they're meeting some of the real heavy competition right now. The tag team
Well, what could you call it? It's just an abundance of tag teams right now in the World Wrestling Federation, all vying for that championship. They're currently held by the Hitman and the Anvil. And the Islanders, since becoming under the tutelage of the Brain, have really come out of their cocoon, so to speak.
Yes, without a doubt, it's the most hotly contested division there is at the moment of the World Wrestling Federation.
Ducked underneath two big right hands and unloaded with a drop kick that just grazed him, and he lost his footing and went right out between the ropes.
Yes, I think that middle rope is a little slack, to tell the truth. He came out through the middle there, and I think he was relying on that to hold him back in. Mind you, he was right in the middle of the ring, and they are very lax there.
Well, he didn't want to go out, that's for sure. I think he kind of turned an ankle or stepped on a bad board or something in the ring, because he really lost his balance there and went out, because the drop kick just was a glancing blow.
Yes, I don't think those boots that Shadow number 2 wears are conducive to
like
good
English
foothold.
riding boots.
They do. A pair of jodhpurs, I think he has there.
Might wear those to the hunt. Going to work now on the left arm and shoulder of the Shadow, whomever that may be.
He's calling attention. The referee obviously speaks English, because the referee answered him quite easily there.
Saw the Shadow coming from the airport today, Alfred. He had the mask on.
Yes. I think it's Japanese, actually.
Might be. Didn't seem to understand what was going on around him.
No.
He doesn't understand what Powers is doing right now either. Hip lock reverse, and he got caught again.
Good reverse.
He's getting outsmarted, outmaneuvered.
He is, and Powers is managing to put together 2 or 3 moves in a bunch, and once you can do that, then you begin to show superiority, and that's indeed what Powers is doing now.
You have to be able to think ahead. That's the real key to being successful.
Yes. Actually, conducting a little conversation with the Roma and Powers before these matches began, both these they're putting a lot of thought into what they're doing. And you say just now, being able to think ahead, well, they're both intelligent young men. I'm sure they're quite capable of doing that.
The only problem they have, Alfred, is getting a date for Saturday night, I wish. Oh, nice elbow by the Shadow.
Fantastic move by Shadow number 2.
He anticipated the move of Jimmy Powers. Looking for a little applause now, which he's not getting.
Yes.
Once you get the upper hand like that, forget about the applause. Go to work.
Yes. Well, I think Shadow number 2 is relishing this now, because he wasn't doing so well before this particular moment, and now he's taking full advantage of it. He certainly knows he's wrestling. He waited for Powers to make that one mistake, and now he's profiting by that.
Certainly is. Wasting a little time in there, though.
Yes.
He had Powers in a compromising position and didn't take advantage of it.
No, but he's bending the rules a little bit now, and he's incurring the roll through the referee, which is not so good. But he's not blatantly disregarding the rules, so I don't think he's in any fear of being disqualified.
Alfred, I've seen some despicable individuals come down the path in my 25+ years in the world of professional wrestling. I can't ever recall anyone that's raised the ire more than the $1 Million Man.
That's very true.
This guy is strictly out in left field. He is disgusting.
Yes. He has a cool way of doing it, too.
He is dehumanizing people.
Yes. Powers made an excellent reversal a little while ago, and then needs another reversal, but it didn't quite come off.
Well, Powers came rushing in with really nothing in mind, Alfred.
No.
And was the recipient of a nice clothesline, unfortunately.
Yes. And that's made me a little foolish, because a little while ago I was saying how he's improving in his experience with each match, and that was a mark of inexperience.
You can't just rush into a man that's in the corner. You gotta know what you want to do. Look at the Shadow wasting valuable, precious time here.
Yes, he's being a little too complacent here.
And he's walking the second rope now.
He did that before successfully, and he's repeated that same maneuver. I'm afraid there's a lot of cobwebs right now in the head of Jim Powers. He'll have to shake those off. He did.
Sunset flip, caught him with it. You can't hook the shoulders, though. You're not going to beat anybody unless you can do that with that move.
No, he's got a long body, this Shadow number 2, and I don't think Jim Powers was in a position to reach him with his legs.
Small package right in the center of the ring. Could be all over. Nope. Had the referee been around the other side, it might well have been over.
Yes, he was a little bit late getting to his man. I don't think he missed too much there.
How did you take to the news, Alfred, that Mr. T is now going to be an enforcer now in the ring as a special guest referee on a number of occasions?
But I tell you what, I honestly thought about that. Mr. T is a little volatile. He's got a quick temper. What do you call it? A high flash point or something. And I
short
think
fuse.
A short fuse, that's what I was looking for. He's going to have to be awfully careful because the World Wrestling Federation are not going to let him get away with if he thinks it fit to push a wrestler around. I mean, he's a big, strong man, Mr. T. A very, very powerful and rugged man. I think you'll have to watch that tempo.
Oh, another flying elbow by the Shadow, who may lose his pants in this match because we saw him pull a string out earlier on.
He may lose his temper too as well. He's getting frustrated. Powers with that super upper body strength has pushed him off twice.
Powers, stuck her finger right in the eye. I don't care how big and bad you are, that slows you down immediately.
He's ultra complacent, number 2, and he really has no cause to be because although Powers is a little bit stunned, he's by no means out of this match.
Absolutely not. I will be very surprised, in fact, if the Shadow can indeed put away Jimmy Powers.
Yes, it would be a struggle. And it'd certainly be a feather in his cap if he's good. He didn't really force him down that time. Once again, a little complacent.
I might have made a mistake and called Jimmy Powers Jimmy Hart because Jimmy Hart is on my mind. This guy.
I saw him lurking around.
Well,
it was probably that.
He's such a fountain of misinformation at times. The brain now has labeled him as a pipsqueak.
Yes. Just look at Powers now, just to butt in a little. Wow, Gorilla, look at him.
Oh, big backdrop once again.
Going for that suplex.
Got him up there. Executed it well.
He really did. He didn't waste any time bringing him down with that. Dropped that big leg across him. Wow.
Might have had a 3 count there if he'd have hooked the leg, but he chose not to.
Yes.
Reversal there. Leapfrog. Look at this
nice
reverse.
Move. Good move.
Oh, he got him.
Trapped him. A nice move by Powers.
Surprise move by the youngster, Jimmy Powers, as he outsmarted the Shadow.
Here is your winner, Jim Powers.
Jimmy Powers chalking up a very impressive victory. Let's go back and take a look at the reversal. Here it comes. Right there, the Shadow thinking he had things going his way. Nice reversal. He's going for a backdrop, but he put his head down, Alfred.
Yes, and a nice leapfrog.
Look at this nice sit back and roll up. Hooks him down, got the leverage going.
Position was perfect for a 1, 2, 3. Couldn't move those shoulders.
Holding the shoulders down.
Absolutely.
Jimmy Powers, one half of a very brilliant young tag team, on to victory here in Beantown. We'll be back.
Gentlemen, we're on the air.
Hey, on the air.
Well, go ahead, take it. I'm hurt.
You're hurt? What do you mean you're hurt?
I'm hurt.
Very funny.
Pain. I'm in deep pain.
Very, very funny.
I can't turn this way, son. Hard for me. Would you keep it on cameras 1 and 2, please? I can't make it over to 3. Don't you feel at home now?
No, I don't feel at home. I'm trying to make a fool out of me.
Do you see now how ridiculous you look?
But I'm in...
Well, it's easy to wear one of these things when there's nothing wrong with you, as well as it's easier to wear one of these things when there is something wrong with you. You don't feel alone. You're not alone, Brain. There's a lot of people out there walking around with these things on who really don't need them. They're just looking for sympathy and looking for some kind of monetary gain by suing somebody or doing something. Feature match coming up in just a moment.
Ow.
The Magnificent Morocco takes on Tito Santana when we come back.
My arm hurts.
Too bad. Exchange Exchange of arm wringers here. Santana ends up. You're looking at two former Intercontinental Heavyweight Champions in the form of the Magnificent Morocco and Tito Santana, our featured matchup here this week on Primetime.
It's like the top of a wedding cake in San Francisco.
Please, give me a break, Brain. I thought you were in pain. Why don't you keep...
I am in pain. I'm trying to keep my thoughts light so I don't endure this suffering.
If you keep your mouth shut, sometimes the pain goes away.
I can't as host. I have to conduct a show. I have to run it.
Have to tell some truths, too, once in a while. Let's go to ringside.
Now?
No.
This bout is scheduled for one fall with a 30-minute time limit. Introducing first from Sunset Beach, Hawaii, weighing 278 pounds, the Magnificent Morocco. The opponent from Tocula, Mexico, at 244 pounds, Tito Santana.
Talk about matches of great consequence. We're looking at one right here in the Boston Garden. Gorilla Monsoon here at ringside with his lordship Alfred Hayes. If I'm not mistaken, Alfred, you can correct me if I'm wrong, we're dealing here with two former Intercontinental champions.
Yes, and what contrasting styles they had. In my opinion, Tito Santana was the most finesse of all. He had that touch of class, of quality about him that wasn't equaled by any of the other holders. On the other hand, the most brutal and damaging champion, of course, was this man we're looking at in the ring now.
The Steamroller.
Yes, Magnificent.
Magnificent one took the title from Pedro Morales right in the center of the ring in Madison Square Garden, squashed him like a grape.
Yeah.
And it certainly takes a powerful and extremely intelligent individual to do that from a former world's champion.
Really. And I'm looking forward, or I have been for a long time now, to see this match and see how these contrasting styles clash in the ring.
They certainly will.
And Santana's not going to be fazed by anything psychological that the Magnificent One does. He's a master himself of psychological ring warfare.
Well, for many, many years under the tutelage of the devious Mr. Fuji.
Yes.
Morocco with that tremendous upper body power, as is evident by just looking at him.
Yes.
Look at the triceps and the deltoids, trapezius.
Yes, and he is cold, cruel, and calculating, and he doesn't care how he beats you as long as he does just that.
Oh, he lives by the bodies, Jesse the Body Ventura's old motto. Win if you can, lose if you must, but always cheat.
Yes. Yes.
Haven't seen the movie star lately, the star of Predator.
No, he's probably signing autographs in Hollywood or something, or placing his foot in cement or whatever they do out there.
As they say in Australia, good on you. Exchange of arm wringers here. Santana ends up with control. Morocco, look at the quickness.
Isn't that amazing for Morocco? He's so quick. You know, he is such a powerful, powerful man, and so brutal that sometimes we tend to sell him short on the skills side of wrestling.
Got the thumb and a few fingers of the right hand taped up. That's that Asian spike that he uses on occasion to put somebody away with.
And I was going to say, he's definitely not lacking in the skills of wrestling.
Absolutely not. Of course, he and the Ace making a very formidable tag team combination.
Indeed they do. Santana always a slow starter, and he just takes his time. He allows his opponents to make mistakes, and that's certainly not the policy of his opponent here. He will charge in if he can, and he'll just screw you right down into that mat and leave nothing of you at all.
Santana just said to Morocco, well, if you want to fight dirty, come on, let's do it. Oh, look at that. Right now, Morocco doing a psychological number.
You're not smart. You're not smart. What's wrong with you? You're not smart.
If he really believes that, then he's sadly underestimated his opponent, because Tito, he does have smarts.
He certainly does. if Santana had a fault, I would say that he doesn't get bent out of shape quick enough.
No.
He takes too much punishment. Lets some guys get away with too many things inside that squared circle before that Mexican blood of his gets really boiling hot.
Yes, but I think he's learned to control his Latin temperament as a younger wrestler, and it certainly paid off for him.
Handful of hair by Morocco. Oh, ducked underneath the clothesline. Oh, Morocco went for an elbow, but got beat to the punch with a flying forearm by Tito. Might have knocked him right out. Oh, the ropes. Very close to the ropes.
Morocco really took a chance there because this referee could have been unsighted. He could possibly have lost that match right there and then.
It's happened before.
And this is an all-important match for both these men because they're both, as we said before, logical contenders for that title, that Intercontinental title, and indeed for the world title.
I can remember years ago in Madison Square Garden, I forget who my opponent was, but I'd given him a big giant swing and a big splash, and the referee went down to cover, and unfortunately, he was close to the ropes, put his foot over the ropes on about the count of 1.5, and the referee just kept counting right to 3, and he got up and said, gee, my foot, and the referee said, oh, that's too bad.
He didn't see it.
So
Exactly.
you go home with the short end of the money. I didn't complain at all. Morocco measures him now. Going to work on that left knee. He starts to punish you. He can really do it.
He does. That's very interesting, him working on that left leg of Tito Santana, because Santana's had a lot of trouble with that knee, but so has Morocco. He's had trouble with his left knee.
Well, they both had knee injuries, of course, over the years. Santana's had to be operated on. Almost terminated his career. Look at this. Ramming it right into the steel post, doing tremendous damage to the ligaments. Lateral, collateral ones. Goes on the inside. Morocco out there on the floor an awful long time. Rams it in again. Santana reeking in pain.
When Morocco's got you down and reeling, he will take every advantage of that situation.
Another one of Morocco's mottos, take no prisoners.
Absolutely, just look at him. He enjoys his work when this is the style it is.
Very sadistic individual. Look at this. Continuing to go to work on that left leg. Santana in a whole lot of trouble here in B-Town.
Yes. Morocco is going to consistently play on that, and play on it, and just hope that it's enough to beat Santana, and it might possibly be.
Spinning leg lock, now he's going to drop back with it. Turned around and said, look at this, Alfred, you remember me doing this to you a number of times?
Yes, and it's painful, I can assure you.
Now he ties it up with a nice grapevine. Santana will really be pushed hard to get out of this one. As the pain, excruciating pain, on the face of the youngster.
We said Santana was a slow starter, and this has been really a slow start for Santana because he hasn't been able to wage any sort of offensive action against Morocco at all. In fact, it's been all Morocco up to this point.
Look at Morocco. Look at the sweat dripping off him, sweating profusely here. Once again, goes for that spinning leg lock and gets shoved off. Santana buying a little time for himself.
And a lot of power in that right leg that shot Morocco off because Morocco's a big, heavy man.
Morocco may have jammed that left shoulder into the steel post. We couldn't tell from our vantage point. Won't take us long to find out. A block of the right hand and Santana with a roundhouse. Another block and another right hand. Dino now coming to life. I don't believe he can put much force behind those blows because of the inability to put pressure on that left leg. He's still favoring him.
But he's still hammering away. And no matter how little they might be in power, in the power department, he's still managing to put them in there.
Double reversal, triple reversal. Oh, look at that shot by Morocco. Talk about rose
clotheslines. Oh, look at this. Dino with a double underhook. His shoulders are down. He got it.
Beautiful move there by Santana. Huh. Oh,
Pulling that one right out of the bag. Tito Santana, what a shot.
Here is your winner, Tito Santana.
Morocco in a state of shock right now, really stunned. It doesn't have a clue what happened. And Orton now coming in, explaining to him.
Yes. I must say that was a mild upset in the book there, because I didn't expect Santana to win so quickly. I thought he might wear Morocco down.
Orton said, "What's wrong with you?" Really giving him what for here.
Well, why would he be doing that? Aren't they tag team partners?
They are, but there's been a little dissension in the ranks of late. I don't know, I guess maybe Orton figures that's a reflection on him for Morocco to be tagged with this loss here.
Well, that's what he's saying. He said, "You've shamed us. You made us look fools," he's saying.
And Morocco saying, "Watch me." This match is over. Come on, ref, step in there. This match is going to shake hands with Santana. Oh, look at that. He did that. Let's go back and take a look at the surprise move by Tito Santana as he just was on the receiving end of a beautiful clothesline by Morocco. Morocco charges in, Tito right up over the top, reverse underhook.
Great move there by Santana. What a surprise result there. The complete count. 1, 2, 3.
Santana, the consummate wrestler, surprising the big guy. Plenty more action still to come. Don't go away. And you're trying to tell me that there's no problems in the camp of Morocco Orton?
Well, I guess Orton thought that Morocco made them look bad, their team, by losing that match.
I'll tell you what, under normal conditions, it would have to be something out of the ordinary, really, in my personal opinion.
Go ahead.
For Santana to get that kind of victory over Morocco, if Morocco were not preoccupied with something that's going on.
Oh, you can't go into the ring and concentrate about your opponent when your mind's someplace else. You have to think about that match before you go in and while you're in there.
That's what I'm trying to say.
Well, I'm just trying to break it down for you.
You know what I'd do without all your help, Brain?
See, he admits it. I am the host.
Well, folks, that wraps it up for another week here on Prime Time Wrestling. Next week, we have some special things lined up for you.
You going to take a chainsaw to me?
No, I have something special in mind for you. I've been a little cruel of late to you, although I think that we've got to the bottom of this thing finally, even though you're sprouting.
If it was that obvious and I was that gold-bricking, why wouldn't I just take it off? Wouldn't I have had enough? Why do I keep persisting?
No, because you're a glutton. And you want that sympathy. You want those lawsuits. I have a presentation that I'm going to make to you next week, regardless. And for $3.98, you too could become a brain. So long, everybody.